Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to the orientation session on AI student community which is organizing a mega challenge called AISC Challenge of the Year. In this session, you will get a brief understanding of what is AISC Challenge of the Year. You will understand how to participate in this challenge, how can you participate, what do you need to do to participate, and all the important information that will help you to prepare for this challenge and will be a huge stepping stone in your development in the field of AI. So let's begin the session today. So we will first begin with understanding what is AISC Challenge of the Year. But before that, let me tell you something. I'm sure you must have participated in a lot of challenges in schools, and in extracurricular activities. And in all these competitions, you've had various challenges. You have different types of experiences, and that helped you to grow in your in whatever field that is you are participating in the challenge. Likewise, we have a huge opportunity for you all in the form of an AISC Challenge of the Year. In this challenge, all participants will stand a chance to learn, compete, and win exciting prizes and giveaways through their innovative thinking and out of the box capability of finding solutions. So, what is AISC Challenge of the Year? Now, this is one opportunity where you can learn the basic concepts of AI and you can use this as a platform to showcase your skills, your talents, and your abilities to find innovative solutions which will solve social problems and with which you will create a social impact in your society. Sounds great and exciting, right? So why don't you share your excitement in the chat section while we understand what is AIC Challenge of the Year and how to participate. Great. So as part of the Learn segment of this challenge, we had conducted learning sessions for you all, out of which 3 sessions were orientation sessions. Today is the third and the final one. And we had conducted 2 learning sessions. One was on basics of AI, where we saw the basic concepts of artificial intelligence, such as human intelligence versus artificial intelligence. How does a machine become artificially intelligent? Applications of AI around us, the domains of AI, the purpose of AI, and we looked at sustainable development goals for it. We looked at the applications of AI in industries, which will help you understand the possibilities that AI brings to the industry. And we then looked into one very important concept called ethics in AI. Next, in the second learning session, which was conducted last week on Saturday, we looked at a particular framework which will help you to build a project, which will help you to convert your idea into reality. Whatever AI-enabled solution that you have for certain problems, how to create those solutions, how to create those projects, we saw that in the form of a framework, and we call it the AI project cycle. Now, we looked at the different stages of the AI project cycle. We explored in a bit more detail of this whole AI project cycle. And with this, you also got an idea how to prepare your problem statement, which is important as you have to submit your ideas by 15th December, 4 p.m. All right. So make sure that you complete your work by the deadline and submit it to us. We've got a great response so far, and we look forward to more responses from your end with more innovative solutions. This was about the learn section. Next, you have to submit an idea in the form of an idea submission document, which we will cover in just a short while. And through those ideas, you will stand a chance to participate further into the challenge and win exciting prizes and giveaways. You will be competing with your projects, with your innovative solutions that you have thought about the problem that you have identified by building your projects. So once you have submitted your idea, the shortlisted students will go ahead in the project building phase where they will compete to stand a chance and win exciting prizes and giveaways. So this is AISC Challenge of the Year. All right, great. Now let's see how can you participate in this challenge. As I'm sure you have a lot of questions about participation. Well, don't worry, all your questions will be answered in this orientation session. In case you have any further queries, we will also assist you as in how can you reach out to us and you can solve your queries. Now let's see how to participate in the challenge. All right, so to participate in the challenge, the first step is to register. So students who are interested to participate in the challenge of the year can register by clicking on this link. This link is the Google form and you have to fill out your details, and with this you will be registered for the challenge. If you are speaking about this challenge to your friends and classmates, tell them that the deadline to register is by tomorrow 12 p.m., which is 14 December 12 p.m. That's the deadline to register. All right. So ensure that if your friends or classmates are registering for the challenge, help them to register before the deadline. Also, if your friends or classmates are not a member of AISC, then you can ask them to sign up for the community now, as you must be a member of AI student community in order to participate. So share this link also with them and help them to get oriented with the platform as well. Remember that important updates as well as announcements will be made on the forum of AI student community. So it's always good if you have spoken about the challenge and about the AISC platform to your friends and classmates so that they can also sign up, register for the challenge, and explore the world of AI through this AI student community platform. You can learn a lot of concepts, a lot of methodologies related to AI. You can have fun, participate in a lot of challenges, write blogs, communicate with the other members of the community through the forum, and lots more for you to explore. So sign up for AI student community and sign up for the challenge of the year as well. All right. So I hope you've understood this particular step, which is to register for the challenge. Now, once you have registered for the challenge, the next step is to attend the learning sessions. Today is the last of the 5 learning sessions that we have organized for you so that you can prepare yourself for the challenge, and all the important information that you need about the challenge, such as registration, how to participate, what ideas can I submit, when can I submit, where to submit. All these questions will be covered in these sessions. Today is the last of them, which is the orientation session as you are attending right now. All right. Apart from that, we had conducted 2 more orientation sessions and we had conducted 2 learning sessions, one on basics of AI and the other on AI project cycle. So once you have attended these learning sessions, you can then go on to the third step. Due to some reason, if you missed out any of these sessions, you don't have to worry about it. These links are available on the AI student community platform. All you need to go is you have to log in and you have to go to events, go to past events, and you would see all these events over there, and you can access the videos from those events. Also, we will shortly send out an email to all of you so that you can receive these links via email as well, if you wish to review these sessions in case you have missed them. Also, you can check out the platform for more such updates on the challenge apart from the learning sessions. All right. So after you attend the learning sessions, the next step is to submit your ideas. But before I speak a bit more detail about this, let me talk in a very brief manner about idea. But before, let me talk about problem. Now, to create an AI-enabled solution, you would need a certain problem to solve, right? So whatever solution that you're thinking would be for that particular problem. So where can you find problems to solve using AI? Well, one way is to look at your surroundings. Observe your friends, family, classmates, relatives, people living in a society, and so on. They must be facing some problem. Like, for example, let's say old people are facing this problem to remember about their medicines. So you want to create an AI enabled, let's say a voice assistant, which reminds them of their medicines, something like that. You see, you observed a problem and you thought of a solution to it. So one way is you can look at the surroundings, right? That is one way. Second way is you can look into sustainable development goals. Now, these are the 17 global goals that have been defined for by the United Nations that are very serious and needs to be solved at the earliest as possible, right? So you can check out sustainable development goals for more information, right? So if I have to give you one example in sustainable development goals, then recently there was, in news that NASA had shared a graphical image of, the amount of plastic that is dumped into oceans and how is it moving around, in terms of the of a map, and they showed some facts and figures as well. So this is something that sounds very serious, right? I mean, a lot of plastic has been dumped into the water bodies, and that is polluting our water bodies. So that sounds like a real serious problem. So you can think of possible solutions to that problem and then identify the one that is the best feasible solution for this problem, that will solve this problem to a great extent, or one of the effective solutions in your opinion, right? So identify a problem, think of a solution, and once you have thought of all of this, you need to create a project charter document. Now, this project charter document will be in the form of either a Word document or a PDF. So what you need to do is open a new document or a Word document and mention the following details related to your project in it. All right. I will explain all these details with the help of an example. Take a look at this. This is the idea submission sample document that we have created that will help you to create your own idea submission document for your own project. Look at the details that needs to be mentioned here, and you can take this as a reference and create your idea submission documents. We will also be sharing a link of this particular document. You can access it and take that as a reference to create your own idea submission documents. You don't need any other details, just mention these details that you see here on your screen. So what are the details that you have to put in? One is your name. So you can mention what is your name, your class, which class do you study in, and school, which school do you study in. These are the three basic information about yourself that you need to put up over here in the document. Okay. Next comes the project title. Now, let's say that I have identified a problem that people are facing a lot of difficulties in buying vegetables at the right price, in specific onion, because the prices are unpredictable and they find it expensive to buy sometimes. If you remember, onions were very expensive at one point of time. So in such situations, if people can are facing that problem, then we should do something about it, which is why I have created this particular project for an example so that you understand how to mention the details about your project in the document here. So I have named my project as Onion Price Predictor. Okay. Next, I will mention the summary of my project. So let's say that my project is going to predict the prices of onions in advance, and it is going to solve the problem for common people when they have difficulties to buy onions at the right price, or when they go to the market to buy vegetables and they find that the prices are high. They can use the price predictor to predict the prices of onions in advance and solve their problem. So this is the summary. You see, in a very short, manner, I have explained what is my project all about. Next, I will mention about problem statement. Now, this is one of the most important parts because this problem statement clearly defines four things. One is who are facing the problem that you have identified. What is the problem that they are facing? In which context or in which situation are they facing a problem? And what would be an ideal solution to solve it? So this is your whole project. You're basically telling us that these are the people who are facing the problem. This is the problem that they're facing. And in this situation, they're facing this problem. And this is how I'm going to solve it. Okay, so in order to, if you face any difficulties to create this problem statement, so to help you out with this, we had conducted a session on Saturday on AI project cycle. You can refer to that session and refer to the problem scoping phase of the AI project cycle, where we have explained how to make your problem statements with the help of an example. So use that as a reference to create your own problem statements for your projects. Okay, so once you have completed your problem statement, the next part is domains of AI. Now, depending upon the type of data that is required to solve a particular problem, the domains of AI are majorly categorized into three. We have statistical data or data science, we have computer vision or CV, and natural language processing or NLP. So you need to mention here what are the domain or domains on which your project is based on. So in this example, I have written the domain of AI in my project document as data, because all I need is prices of the vegetables and certain other information. And using that, I will be predicting the rate. So depending on the problem that I've identified and the solution that I have thought of to solve it, I will think of the domains of AI based on which my project will be built. So you can either have data or CV or NLP, or combination also, data and CV, data and NLP, CV and NLP. And in some cases, you may even require to use all the three domains, data, CV and NLP. So whatever the domain or domains of AI on which your project is based on, you need to mention that here. Okay, so I hope it is clear so far. Right. Now comes the working principle. Here in this segment of your document, you will be explaining your approach to the solution. How have you approached the solution, and what are the methodologies that you will be using? You can specify which model you'll be using, how will you solve it, and what kind of outcome will you expect from this model, and so on and so forth. Explain the working principle of your project. So if I take this onion price predictor example, in the onion price predictor project, the main factors I have identified are rainfall, temperature, and onion prices. I will collect a data set from these particular websites that you see: Indian Meteorological Administration, Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, and so on. So wherever you collect your data from, I'll collect a particular data set for the past 5 years. And I will solve this problem by using a linear regression model, which is based on machine learning. How will I approach it? I will split the data into training and testing. I will train my model, and then I will use that model to predict the prices of onions and evaluate its performance by giving the input of temperature and rainfall of any given day, right? So I have explained the whole principle. I have explained that I will collect a particular data set or I have collected a particular data set of, let's say, the past 5 years. I will be using this model. I will be splitting my data. I will train it. I will test it. And then I will give a certain input, and I will see if the model is giving me the prices of onions in its predictions or not, right? You can elaborate this part also. You can elaborate why did you choose this model, how much data do you have. You can explain the whole working principle in an elaborate manner, but make sure you cover the whole essence of your project, as in what is the problem that you've identified, what is the problem statement, which domain, what is your approach, methodologies used, AI elements used in it, and so on and so forth. So mention all of these details in your document, and once it is ready, you will have to submit it to us. So if you are thinking of more than one project idea, yes, you can. think of more than one project idea and submit your ideas to us. But remember that for each unique project that you are thinking of to submit, you will have to create a separate document for each of those ideas. For example, if you have thought of three project ideas, you will have to create three idea submission documents for all the for each of the three ideas, and you'll have to submit those documents to us three times. So in the form where you have to submit your project ideas, you will be submitting that form three times to us. One for one each for your project idea. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now, once you have mentioned all these details of your project, submit your ideas to us, and the deadline for it is 15th December, 4 p.m. So 2 days later by 4 p.m., the deadline will finish, and post this date and the time, the idea submission form will be deactivated, which means you won't be able to submit any more project ideas post this time. Okay, so make sure that you complete your work on your project documents and you submit it to us by 15th December, 4 p.m. All right. So we are excited to see what ideas do you submit. We've got a great response so far, and we look forward to evaluate all your project ideas. Okay, wonderful. Also remember that we will be announcing the students whose ideas have been shortlisted to participate in the next phase. We will be announcing those names on the 16th of December. All right. So we wish you all the best in your participation of the challenge of the year, and we look forward to evaluating your ideas. Remember, the deadline to submit your ideas is 15th December by 4 p.m. So make sure that you complete your work on the project documents by this time and you submit it to us. Okay? All right. Wonderful. Now, once you have submitted your ideas, what comes next? Once the students have been shortlisted who will participate in the next phase, what do they have to do? They will be building their own projects. So the students whose ideas have been shortlisted will be working in the next phase, which we call it build your project. Now, in this phase, the students will be given technical support to build their projects, and this technical support will be given in a virtual mode. Further details of this will be shared to them via email very soon. Now, what kind of technical support will be given and to what extent? The answer to this is that the project building part will totally be your own efforts. We will not spoon feed you with answers, but in case you are stuck at a particular problem and you wish our help with it, and you can reach for that you can reach out to us, and we have technical mentors who will be guiding you with the resources. This guidance will give you a sense of direction, as in this is how you can this is one way in which you can solve a problem. Now, so the solving part will be totally on you. You will be using those advices from the technical mentors, and you will be solving the problems that you're facing and complete your project. Okay. Now, to submit your final projects, the deadline for this is 19 December by 5 p.m. All right. So make sure that you submit your work by this particular deadline. Also, we will announce the winners of the challenge of the year on the 20th of December 2021. Okay. Remember that currently you are in idea submission phase. So you have to submit your ideas by 15th December, 4 p.m. The shortlisted students will be going ahead in building their projects. Also, the students who are not shortlisted for the building your project phase, you can continue to develop your projects and complete them, as I'm sure it will be very interesting to know what is the solution and how will it solve a particular problem. Okay. All right. Now, one very important point to note down here is that once you submit your idea, right? Let's say you have thought of one a project idea and you have shared that document to us, you need not wait until the announcement to start working on your project. You can start working on your projects, and only those students who have been shortlisted to participate in Build Your Project phase will be allowed or will be permitted to submit their final projects. Okay, so just to reiterate the deadline here, the deadline to submit your project ideas is 15 December 4 p.m. All right, and the deadline to build your projects is 19 December by 5 p.m. So complete your work on the idea submission documents and share that with us. The submission link will be shared in a short while. But before that, let me talk to you about what do you have to submit in building your project phase. So here, the students who are participating in this phase of the challenge, they will have to submit two things. One is the project video. So you need to record a 90 to 120 seconds video which covers the following details of your project. What are those details? So the details to be included in the video are your introduction, what is the title of the project, what problem did you identify, what inspired you to pick that problem. Maybe it was an SDG, or maybe this SDG is close to your heart, or this problem is commonly observed in your locality, so you pick that as a problem. So you need to explain about the problem. What is the problem that you've identified, and what inspired you to select that as the problem for your project. You can then talk about your idea. What is your whole idea of solving this project? How did you think of this particular solution? What is your approach to the solution? And you can also talk about your journey of transforming your idea into reality. You can also add details like the methodologies used, which model did you select, and what are the AI elements in your project, and how is this solution going to solve the problem that you have identified. And finally, you can show us a demonstration of the model displaying the output. So for example, let's say you are building a mask detector system in public places, right? Let's say that is the problem for you and you're building a project on it. So the output of this particular model would be identifying whether a person is wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, right? So you need to show all possible outputs in your recording so that we are completely sure that yes, you have thought of this problem, you have built a solution for it, and it gives you the outcome related to the problem that you've identified. Okay, so you can also add other details, additional details such as future scope of your project and so on. Any additional detail that you feel is important about your project, you can add those details. All right. So structure your whole project recording in such a way that you cover all these details and it looks, in a structured manner. You're taking us through the entire flow of your project, from introducing yourself to a demonstration of its output or maybe future scope and so on. Right. So once you have done the recording, you can upload that project video on YouTube and submit the link with us. Before you submit the link, it's always best to share this link with your friends or family and ask them if they are able to open this link and whether they're able to hear the audio and so on and so forth. So check your video before submitting to us so that you're absolutely sure that the video is ready to submit. All right, this was one thing. Second thing that you have to submit is the Google Drive link. Submit a Google Drive link containing the following information. So you need to upload the code, right? Jupyter Notebook or Colab Notebook. Someone had asked in the previous orientation session, can I submit my code in the form in a file whose extension is .py? Yes, you can do that. So submit your code to us, the data set and any other files that are related to the project. Upload them on Google Drive and share that Google Drive link with us. Ensure that the settings on the Drive link is changed to anyone with the link viewer. This will ensure that we are able to access the files in that Google Drive and evaluate your project. Okay. Before submitting this Google Drive link with us, you can check whether the link is working or not by sharing it with your friends or classmates or family members and see if they are able to open those the Google Drive link and access the files in it. Okay. And once you're ready to submit both the video and the Google Drive link, you'll have to submit that to us, and that will be your end of participation in the challenge. After that, when we will evaluate all the projects and announce the winners. Okay, great. So I hope you have understood how do you have to participate in the challenge, what do you have to do, and how do you have to participate in the challenge, as well as how to submit your projects. Okay, speaking about submitting the ideas, this is the Google Form link that we have created for you to submit your projects here. You must have received an email from Team AI Student Community to remind you about the deadline and we have also shared the idea submission form with it. Apart from that, we have also shared the sample document that we had shown earlier. You can take that as a reference and create your own idea submission documents here. Okay. So make a note of this link in case you have missed out this Google form link. Don't worry. This form was shared with you via email, so you can access your email. This form was also shared in the forum of AI student community, and you can access the forum thread called AISC Challenge of the Year. You would find the Google form idea submission form over there as well. Okay, so this is the idea submission form. This form link will also be shared with you in the chat section right now. So access the form, make a note of it, save it somewhere, and once your project idea is ready, you can submit it. All right. So once your idea submission document is ready for idea 1, submit it. If it is ready for idea 2, submit it, and so on and so forth. Right? There is no limit to how many ideas can you submit. But remember, if you have more than one ideas to submit, you will have to submit a separate idea submission document for each of those ideas and share that with us. Okay. Once you do that, your submission is successful. You can start building on your projects, wait for the results, and let's hope that you participate in the next stage so that you can stand a chance to win prizes and giveaways. But for now, think about your project idea, mention all the details about it, and share it with us in the idea submission form. Okay. All right. We have a query in the chat section. I have not received any email after I registered. All right, no problem. Why don't you drop an email to us? If you have any further queries or questions, write an email to us, aistudentcommunity.cbse@gmail.com, and we will help you to solve your queries. All right. You may even want to check your spam folder first in case you have received the email in your spam. So kindly check that also. And if you have any queries, any questions, further queries or questions about the challenge, reach out to us from this email, which you see here on the screen. And that is aistudentcommunity.cbse@gmail.com. This email address is also mentioned on the platform, on the AI Student Community platform. And if you have any further queries, you can reach out to us on this email address. Now, let me talk to you about important dates, important deadlines that you have to make a note of in your for your participation in the challenge. The deadline to register for the AIC Challenge of the Year is 14 December 12 p.m. That's the deadline. Okay, 14 December 12 p.m. And the learning sessions which started on 8th December, the one more session is the final of the 5 sessions are happening today, and that's the dates for the learning sessions. We have an idea submission deadline which is 15 December 4 p.m. So ensure that you complete your work on the idea documents and share that with us before the deadline. Kindly strictly follow these deadlines, as any late entries will not be considered. All right. and we will announce the shortlisted students on 16 December. The deadline to submit your final project is on 19 December 5 p.m. and we will announce the winners on 20 December. All right. So these are the important dates. Make a note of this and strictly follow these deadlines, as it is very important for you to submit your work on time. So strictly follow this so that you can complete your work on the ideas. All right. So these are the important dates. Now let me take you through some frequently asked questions here. One frequently asked question is that what type of project ideas can we submit? So you can think of any project idea and you can build your project on it. But wouldn't it be great if you can think of a social problem and you can come up with an AI enabled or an AI powered solution for it? So wouldn't that be great if you can solve a very serious social problem? So think of those projects too, and you can share those ideas with us. I've already covered the question about if you can submit more than one idea or not. The answer to that is yes, you can, but separate documents for each idea. When can you start working on the project? So like I said, once you submit your idea submission documents to us, you can start working on your project. If you have submitted more than one idea with us, you can start working on all those projects, but only that project which has been selected in the next phase, you will only be allowed to complete that particular project and submit that to us. Okay, so ensure that you are working on the same idea which was selected in the fourth phase, the fourth step, which is build your project. Next frequently asked question was, can I review the sessions if I miss them? Yes, you can. Like I said, you can go on to our YouTube channel and you can access the sessions there. You can even access it from AI Student Community platform by going to past events. And you will also receive an email from us soon with the links to these YouTube live sessions that we have conducted about the challenge. All right. Then one other question which was frequently asked to us is, if I'm not a member of a student community, can I still participate? The answer to this is yes, you can participate, but you must be a member of a student community for more information on the challenge and announcement of the results and so on. So it will be great if you can be a member of a student community and participate in the challenge. All right. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask us in the chat. All right. So there were other questions too, which were frequently asked, which is not a part of this slide here. Can you participate individually or as a team in this challenge? The answer to that is you will be participating individually in the challenge, right? So whatever idea that you submit will totally be your effort and your project only. All right, so that's one frequently asked question. The other is that if I have a YouTube channel, should I upload the video on it or with a new account? Well, if you have a YouTube channel, you can upload the project video over there and you can share that link with us. But make sure that before you submit, just check if others are able to open it so that you can be double sure that the link is working and others are able to open it, so that when you share the project video with us, we should also be able to access the video and evaluate your project. Okay. Do we need to submit our own video or we can generate one from AI? That's a very good question. So here what I'm talking about project video is a screen recording of uh, your project. So, normally, how we take videos when we go out, right? So you can just set up your camera in front of you. You can, speak about yourself, your project, your idea, your approach, your solution, and all those details which needs to be put up in the video. And then you can add the video to demonstrate the working and show us the output, talk about the future scope, and so on and so forth. So you can plan your video in such a way that you cover all these aspects. So that's the video that you will be submitting to us. Okay. All right. And there's another question here. I just joined 2 months ago, so I don't know any Python code for AI. Will technical support still be limited? Yes, it will still be limited, but what we advise you to do is you can go to the Let's Learn section of AI Student Community and get acquainted with the realms of artificial intelligence and Python, and you can learn the basics of coding, which will help you to in your project building phase. Okay, so make sure that the code that you're submitting is working before you share your solution with us. All right. And then we have another question. Do we have to submit the source code also? Well, in the notebook, you'll have to share the code that you have written, right? That's the codes that you have written for your particular project, right? So let's say you are building a mask detector model. So you will write a code to detect the mask, isn't it? You will you know do all the data analysis. You will visualize the data, read the data, import the libraries, split the data, training, testing, evaluation, all these things will be there in a particular notebook, and that's the notebook you have to share with us. Okay. So ensure that whatever that you need to write a code for related to your project, all of those codes are there and they have an output. All right. So that we can evaluate your project as per the output that is there in the codes and according to the project that you are working on. Okay, so I hope these questions are cleared. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask more queries. All right, and if your query was not answered during the session, then you can write an email to us at aistudentcommunity.cbse@gmail.com. Any further query or question about your project, you can share that with us via email, or you can even ask here in the session right now. And if you have any other queries after the session, you can ask us, and we will help you to solve those questions, solve those problems. Okay. All right. We have another question about the project video. So the question is that is it compulsory to have camera on in the video? Well, we will leave that for you to answer that question, because if you're introducing yourself, right, just think about this. If you're introducing yourself to others, wouldn't the other person would like to know who this person is? At least take a look at the face. So we would advise you to switch on the camera and introduce yourself, introduce your project and all the other details that you need to put in it, and complete the project video. That would be our suggestion to you all, that you can keep your cameras on while recording the video, a project video. Okay. If you're not that good in coding and building a model, well, I'm sure you'll be able to figure out, as there are a lot of resources available online. There are also a lot of events that have been conducted on AI student community, which will give you a solid foundation to to write codes in Python or to write programs in Python, right? So if you're interested to learn that, then you can check out the events, past events of AI student community platform. You can check out the Let's Learn section. And if you're new to coding, you're new to Python, then you can start with that and then work on your project building phase. But for now, what's important for you is to submit your idea documents with us, whose deadline is 15th December, 4 p.m. All right, I'll repeat, the deadline to submit your project ideas is 15 December, 4 p.m. Okay, great. Any other queries or questions, feel free to ask us in the chat, or you can also write to us after the session in case you have any further queries on the challenge. Also, we are conducting a discussion session about the challenge of the year on AI student community tomorrow. So you can go to events, enroll for that event and attend the session. If you have any further queries or doubts, or if there's something that you'd like to clarify, you can join that session and answer your queries or questions there also. All right. So you can check out that event on the platform of AI student community. Great. Any other questions or queries? Feel free to share with us in the chat. I hope you've got a good understanding about the whole AISC challenge of the year, important information, and how do you participate in it. If you have any queries or questions, feel free to write your queries in the chat, or you can write an email to us with your queries, and we will clarify those doubts for you all. All right. If you don't have any further queries, then we can end the session here today. Thank you for joining. It was great to have you all here. I hope you've had a good understanding about the challenge, and I hope you are as excited and ready to participate in the challenge as we are. So we look forward to your ideas, we look forward to evaluate them, and we look forward to your further participation in the challenge. So we wish you all the best. Have a great evening, and we will see you in next time on the challenge. So explore the platform and explore the challenge, and we hope you do very well in the challenge. All the very best. Thank you for joining. Take care. Bye bye.